Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 19th. This week, definitely check out astrojar.com for more awesome readers and astrologers. But let's see what's coming in for you. Love the cards here. Definitely, don't allow yourself to stop you from doing things, basically. But let's see here. Yeah. You have the Six of Hearts coming up first. This is definitely like your card. I mean, Scorpio, I think, gets this card more than anybody else. It almost never shows up, actually, for anybody. And you guys always seem to get it. So, card of turnarounds, a card of a turnaround type of energy, and, being able to do something that you weren't able to do in the past. Part of me feels like that you are being given, like, a lot of chances. You have the Ten of Clubs. You have a couple other cards here that, to me, represent kind of chances, like just being given a bunch of chances to do something that you want to do. And maybe it says, like, every single time you've tried, things haven't worked out towards reaching some sort of goal that you want. But what you're learning, because Ten of Clubs represents learning, is to do things in a different way, to do the same thing but just differently, to try to get to the same result but just in a different way. So I'd say if you are working towards something, this card says, hey, you're like on the right path, you're going in the right direction, but you might just need to do it in a different way if it's not working out. You just haven't figured it out yet. You just haven't figured out basically the technique or whatever that you are trying to do. You just haven't figured it out. So definitely keep going, because again, this says you are on the right path. You're definitely going in the right direction. Next, Ten of Clubs, again, making progress, and sixes represent progress in general. You end with a Seven of Clubs. You have the Seven of Clubs, Seven of Spades, but they both represent fears. This comes up all the time for water signs. You'll hear me, for the past 6 weeks, basically all three water signs have had pretty much the same message, which is pretty weird, but, all three just need to keep going and need to get over, like, old fears and all this other stuff. But Seven of Clubs, and also, I'll just say this as well because of the combinations you have here. Also realizing that, that it's okay to be an individual, number one, but also to try to kind of like expand your reach, so to speak, as well, by, sharing your ideas. But, because of these two cards at the end, you might be a little nervous to share some of your ideas and things like that, might be afraid of what people will think. You also have two cards here of, like, beating yourself up. So definitely don't be afraid to share your beliefs. But this is a card of, like, making great progress towards your goals. It's a card of abundance and prosperity and all these other wonderful things coming in. Great card for people, dealing with groups of people, meeting up with new groups of people. The list goes on and on there. Next, you have the Five of Hearts. Can be a card of jealousy. Definitely a time to ignore jealous people. You have the Jack of Clubs and the Queen of Clubs towards the end here as well, which can also represent, like, jealousy, people being jealous. But on the flip side, this card can represent a new relationship coming in for you, and it could be a fire sign. You have these two fire signs coming up at the end, or it could just be somebody who's more aggressive. You know what the weird thing is also that I will say for people looking for relationships at this time. I feel like for let's see what else we have going on here. I feel like for some people that, because there's a great challenge with your beliefs. I mean, Neptune's going retrograde, but even just having Neptune in Pisces, like, a lot of the times we could be finding ourselves, like, attracted to people who have, like, opposite beliefs to us, or who don't believe things that we believe. So, or who, like, we say we would never date, like, this type of person, we end up with that type of person or whatever. So just know that you could find yourself, again, attracted to somebody very different, which isn't a problem. But next, you have the Eight of Spades, needing to watch how much you are working. And it says that you could be working too hard on something. This is a card of, like, needing to take a break, needing rest. And it says you're making things, like, too complicated. So especially for those of you in business, it says you're making things too complicated. But anywhere else, anywhere, this is like the card of stress. Anywhere where you are finding stress, whether it's, like, over getting a relationship or, doing something else, this card just says simplify, make things more simple. You're making things, like, way more complicated than they probably need to be. And, if you can just simplify things, then things will actually come a lot easier off of this card. Again, these two cards came out together, Jack of Clubs, Queen of Clubs, cards of not being too hard on yourself, needing to allow yourself to like make mistakes and things like that. Sometimes these cards can represent, and I feel it for you this week, so that's why I'm saying it. These cards can represent like self-criticism and criticizing yourself too harshly. You know, it's not even from anybody else. Like, these are things you're just making up in your head. Definitely don't make up stories. I would say that's probably the most important thing with this card, is that, you know, people could do things and then you just make these assumptions about like what is happening with these two cards, you know, and maybe the situation is just a lot different than you think. You know, maybe there's something else going on. So these cards just say, hey, don't be too, you know, don't create these like narratives in your head about the people around you or who are in your life, because again, they're probably wrong. So just like kind of go with the flow with people. And at the end, again, you have these 2 sevens come out together. 7 of clubs, like making progress, slow and steady progress, definitely moving forward. Your whole week is definitely a progress type of week here. And 7 of spades, internal fears that don't exist. So a lot of you could be having just fears about your direction, fears about where you're going. But like I said, you are definitely going in the right direction. 6 of hearts tells you right there. So let those fears go and have a great week, because it looks awesome. But thank you for watching and enjoy it.